Hey everyone, Mr. Rinchuso here. Thanks for joining me for this draw along video. Today we're going to be talking about how to make a parrot using the letter Q and also how to make a horse using the letter B. So make sure you have something to draw with and something to draw on, but we are going to get started. Again, if I'm going too fast for you, feel free to go back in the video or pause the video if you need to. But I'm going to start by drawing a lowercase letter Q. Just like this. And this is going to start to be the head of our parrot. And this is going to be like the curved like back and then the back of the tail for the parrot. After you draw the Q, inside that circle, we're going to draw the I, which is going to be like a circle with a dot in it. And if you want to draw like a little eyebrow or something on yours, you can. You don't have to. You can leave that part blank. And then to make the beak of our parrot, I'm going to make kind of like this stretched out letter U that's on its side over here. And then we're going to start to make the wing of our parrot. The wing of our parrot's going to come off of this part of the Q that we just drew. I'm going to draw an upside down, again, like letter U or kind of like the letter C on its side. And then coming off of this part, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3 bumps. You could draw more if you want to draw the wings or like the wing of the bird or like the feathers. After that, you could draw a mouth on your beak for your parrot. I'm going to draw a mouth like this. Yours can be a little different if you'd like it to be. And then I'm going to draw the tummy of the bird by drawing underneath the beak and having it stretch out until it hits, boop, that wing that we just made. And then I'm going to make some feathers on the top of the head by just drawing like 1, 2, 3 bumps. You could draw more if you want, or less. Maybe there's only 1 bump, like 1 feather sticking out of its head, or maybe there's more. It's up to you. And then I'm going to start to make the tail feathers of my parrot by making this line a little longer, so the end of the Q that we drew first. I'm going to make some more bumps, kind of like I was making bumps for the wing or bumps for the top of the head. I'm going to make 1 bump coming off of the tail, come down a little bit, and draw another bump, come down a little bit, and draw 1 last bump, and then have this tail go all the way until it hits the wing that we drew earlier. This is going to be my tail feathers for my parrot. I'm really only missing 1 more thing. You might be able to guess what that thing is. I'm going to give you a few seconds to finish this step, and then I'll talk about that. Yep, if you guess the feet or like the talons of the bird, you're right. For our parrot, how we're going to draw those is we're going to draw kind of like a stretched out oval. So it's going to be kind of like this, or like a stretched out letter O or a stretched out 0. Kind of like it's flattened, maybe like it looks almost like something stepping on it. And then I'm going to draw a little line here to try to draw like the claws or like the little talons for the bird. And now after you're done, you can start to add any extra details that you want. So if you want to draw, maybe I could draw this line here to kind of make a separation between the tummy of the bird and the back. Maybe you want to draw your bird on top of a tree branch. It's really up to you how you want to decorate your bird and what sort of things you want to add around it. If you want to draw clouds in the sky, if you want to draw other birds flying around it. Or maybe your parrot is like a pet parrot, maybe it's in a cage. Also, again, if you'd like to color in your art projects, you can use crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you have at home. You can start to color these in. Just remember, every time you work on choice board projects at home, you just need to work on them for 30 minutes. So if it takes you 30 minutes to just work on this parrot and add extra things around it, that's fine. You can stop at 30. But I'm going to hold off on finishing this. I'll do that later. And I'm going to start to talk about the horse. So if anybody would like to just focus on the drawing parts of these videos, I'm going to start doing that. But if you want to just work on your parrot and work on that for 30 minutes, that's fine too. So the horse, we are going to start by drawing a lowercase letter b. So lowercase letter b would look like this. You want to draw this kind of close to the top of your paper. After you draw that, on the top of the B, this point right here, we're going to draw a curved line that comes back and around until it hits, boop, right there at the bottom, like the bump of the lowercase b. So it's just almost like making it look like a capital letter B. And then inside here, this bump that we first made for the lowercase b, this is going to be our horse's eye. I'm just going to make a dot right here. Next, to make the mouth and like the nose of our horse, I'm going to draw a line that comes off the top of this bump of the B. Have it stretch out like this. So it's a nice straight line that just stretches out, kind of like the number 1. And then a line that's kind of like the letter C, just backwards, it curves around. And then I'm going to make a little like U on top of there. And that's going to make the mouth for our horse. I could also make the nose by making just this little dot right there inside of that curved line that we just made. After that, we're going to start to make the chin, like the bottom of our horse's mouth, by just making another curved line like this. And we're going to stop right underneath that eye that we drew. Now we're going to start to make our horse's neck. So our horse's neck, we're going to draw by drawing a line that comes right underneath that curved line that we just drew. Draw a straight line that comes like this. And then on the back of the eye that we made, we're going to make a straight line that comes down like this. Also, I'm going to make another ear right now. So this top part right here is going to be one of the ears for our horse. But I'm going to make another ear. It's kind of like a capital letter D. So I'm going to make another capital letter D right next to that one. And you can see we pretty much have the head of our horse done now. After that, I'm going to draw the body. And the body's just kind of got to be like an oval. So I'm going to draw an oval that comes around like this. So it comes from this part of the neck all the way around until it hits this part of the neck. So it's just a stretched out curved line, kind of like the letter O or a 0, a little bit flattened out. It just goes whoop, all the way from this side of the neck to that side of the neck. Then after that, I'm going to start to make some hair on the back of my horse by just drawing like these little straight lines. Of course, usually have this hair that goes along the back of their head and their neck. And then I'm also going to draw some hair, some straight lines coming off of the back for its tail. You could draw your tail differently, though. It's up to you. Next, I'm going to just start drawing the legs. And the legs are just going to be kind of like rectangles. So they're going to be just like 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3 lines. And 1, 2, 3 lines. It's like a box. And then next to these, we're going to have some legs that overlap, because these are the legs that you're going to see in the front of the horse, but the legs that are going to be behind are going to be slightly overlapped. And again, overlapping is when something is in front of something else. So if I put my hand in front of the Sharpie, you can't see it anymore because my hand's overlapping it. But maybe you can overlap something just a little bit. So right now, my hand, you can only see some of the Sharpie, but this part of the Sharpie right here, you can't see because it's overlapping it. This hand's on top of it. So same thing with this leg. We're only going to draw part of the leg because this part of the leg is going to be overlapping it. So I'm going to draw kind of like a backwards letter L right next to this leg. So it looks like this. So it's just 1, 2 lines. Same thing with this leg. So 1, 2. So that way it looks like these legs are behind these 2 legs. And then I'm just going to draw the hooves for my horse, the bottom, like the feet, by drawing just some little curved lines that come off the bottom of all 4 of these. And then this is where you get to have fun. You get to decide what you want to add to your horse. So if you want to make your horse, let's say on a farm, maybe there's a barn right here. Maybe there's a nice open field for the horse to run in. Maybe there's other animals like chickens. On this farm. Maybe there's a fence. Whatever you'd like to add is up to you. And again, you can color this in if you still have some extra time with your 30 minutes. Maybe I'll make a brown horse. But whatever extra details you want to add, again, this is your horse, so you get to decide. If I kept going with this video, guys, I would draw and color in this whole horse. This video right now is about 12 minutes. And the goal is to try to reach 30. But I'm going to stop there and let you guys keep working. Again, if you need to rewind the video or go back or pause, feel free. If you need to see a step or if you even want to start over, that's okay too. But I hope you had fun making this drawing with me. I had fun making it with you, and I hope everyone has a good day. All right, bye everyone.